Currently, 66% of United States residents who rely on public water supplies are exposed to the most consumed drug in the nation, fluoride. The belief behind the widespread practice of adding fluoride to water supplies is reduction of tooth decay at low cost. However, some recent studies suggest that overconsumption of fluoride can raise the risk of disorders affecting teeth, bones, the brain, and the thyroid glands, according to Scientific American editors. Fluoride is toxic in large concentrations, and there is no universally accepted optimal level for daily intake of fluoride, leaving some scientists to doubt if the 1 milligram per liter added to drinking water is safe. After 3 years of reviewing hundreds of studies, a National Research Council committee concluded that fluoride can subtly alter endocrine function, especially in the thyroid, the gland that produces hormones regulating growth and metabolism. Fluoride found in foods, beverages, medicines, and dental products can result in fluoride overconsumption. This is most visible in young children as dental fluorosis, white-spotted, yellow, brown, and/or pitted teeth. Author Dan Fagan claims epidemiological studies and tests on lab animals suggest that high fluoride exposure increases the risk of bone fracture, especially in vulnerable populations such as the elderly and diabetics. Currently, over 1,200 professionals are urging Congress to cease water fluoridation and conduct congressional hearings because scientific evidence indicates fluoridation is ineffective and poses serious health risks.
Never before has there been more talk that fluoridating our water might be a bad idea and a health risk.
Been doing it 50 years, but just because we've been doing something 50 years doesn't necessarily mean that it's right.
Hensley's talking about something most of us don't even think about, fluoridating water. That fluoridation is medication added to water without your permission, and that's wrong. But most of all, because the National Research Council believes young children are getting 3 to 4 times the dose of fluoride as adults. And now the American Dental Association is telling mothers not to make baby formula with fluoridated water because of fear of dental fluorosis.
It was a foolish thing to do years ago. They didn't have enough information. They hadn't really been tested.
In fact, a 2005 Centers for Disease Control study found too much fluoride has caused irreversibly discolored teeth in 1 out of 3 children. And a major report by the National Academy of Sciences says toxic levels can lead to severe, permanent pitting of the enamel in children. Fluoride can also build up in the bones to cause pain, stiff joints, and skeletal abnormalities when they get older.
It's a cumulative poison. It just gradually builds up and it gradually causes harm.
Scientists like Nobel Prize winner Arvid Carlson and a large group of EPA scientists have called for the banning of fluoride because we don't know how much we're ingesting, so we don't know if we're being poisoned.
Dennis, let's make sure we're clear on this. Fluoride, it is in tea, it's in coffee, it's in water, it's in bread, it's in toothpaste, but it's actually a poison, right?
It sure is, and here's the quickest evidence. Go to your bathroom and pick up your toothpaste, and you'll see a warning that if a child swallows more than a pea-sized amount of toothpaste, call poison control.
There have also been other studies which show that it might be able to affect hormonal systems, endocrine systems, in particular thyroid levels. And that can have an effect on IQ in developing children. If you take the normal range of thyroid in the mother, then there's a difference in intelligence of the offspring between the mothers who have the upper limit of normal range and the lower limit of the normal range of thyroid hormone. So, you know, we're tinkering with quite a sensitive system. So, the evidence is out there for us to have to say that we've got to be very careful. And my opinion is that there isn't a satisfactory one-dose-fits-all solution through treating a whole population via tap water. There are going to be some members of that population which will be more at disadvantage than others, and they will obviously include the fetus and the infant, but at the other end of life, people who've got marginal kidney function will be more susceptible. And therefore, I don't think, on a precautionary basis, that we should be continuing the fluoridation of drinking water supplies. If governments don't have ways of making sure that people in the areas that are fluoridated who are susceptible, like bottle-fed babies, are actually stopped from being exposed in that way, then they have no right, really, to be using a mass medication like this.
And coming up, the unmasking of bottled waters. Consumers react to word that many of their pricey favorites come straight from the tap.
Don't let that scenic logo fool you. This water is not bottled from a mountain stream. One environmental group found at least 25% of bottled water is actually just tap water. Sometimes purified, sometimes not.
We are now exposing an underbelly truth. That is, a big percentage of bottled water in this country is tap water.
In total, Americans snapped up $11 billion worth of bottled water last year.